What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a special Irish whiskey night with some wonderful, wonderful people. So, in case anybody doesn't know, that is Katie and Ethan Drifting Drams, Josh and Aaron from Stuff and Whiskey, Jason from Mash and Drum, Big Vic, and Stacy from Four Leaf Whiskey. So, everybody doing okay?
Ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it. We've got Stacy. I'll tell you what. I'll let you talk a little bit about what we're going to pick out here because you know this distillery pretty well, if you don't mind.
Sure. This is Clonakilty is in Cork. It's in County Cork in Ireland. This is a family-run distillery from Ireland. It's an independent brand. They make a lot of really interesting cast finishes, a lot of cast strength Irish whiskey that is available to us in the States. So I'm excited because they can get really creative with their cast finishes, and they just released their own distillate here last year.
So there you go. That is what we're tasting. We know nothing about it. We don't know proof. We just know they're just 3 single barrels that the Bourbon Engineer was able to snag and put aside. So we're going to try to just basically go through, give you notes of what we get on these Irish barrels and rank them. And see if we have a unanimous winner, if we got something close, if we're so close on a couple, we'll just see. But
Are we positive these are Irish whiskeys?
supposed to be 100%.
We're not. No, we're trusting.
We're trying. I'm just messing. Yeah,
Or do we just want to blend them all together? Ethan, what do you think? You just want to do a blend?
I mean, yeah. I've got a little bit of a blue spot plus some of A, so it's smelling great so far.
Let's just go ahead and blend them. I think everybody's got their measuring devices.
I heard, I did hear the Bourbon Engineer. He was over there in Ireland, and he's, the samples we have here, he hand selected, or at least that's a story I heard. I also heard another story that they had to literally drag him out of there, and we might be drinking who knows what. So
that's that doesn't surprise me. Brian's a good dude, so I really want to thank him for allowing us to do that. So
yeah, that's freaking lootly.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna grab number one. It is A, I guess, or A, B, and C. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with A. Y'all dive in. We'll talk through them.
Oh wow.
A smells good.
Yeah, it does.
God, it's almost got a barbecue note. Oh well. Sorry, that's Ed Williams. Hey, Ed. See you in chat.
A barbecue note, or Ed Williams has a barbecue note.
Yeah.
Ed Williams definitely has a barbecue note, and it's glorious.
Yeah, that's how he lives his life.
That's right. One brisket at a time.
Is that vanilla ice cream?
Yeah, I see you there. Yeah, that vanilla, that like creamy vanilla, homemade vanilla
bean.
This has that perfect blend of like Irish malt with that shortbread cookie note, vanilla, and a little bit of like there's just
it's a tropical fruit note on that.
Tropical fruit for sure. And you normally get a lot of that tropical fruit as it gets older, but here you really pick it up, kind of like a faint pineapple.
Yeah. It comes through in a bourbon cask finish as well. I get
for sure. Again, a lot of that vanilla to Josh's point.
Yeah.
Man, it's buttery on the nose too.
Yeah, butter.
Yeah, I like the vanilla ice cream note, but I think for me that butteriness, I'm going to call it vanilla gelato.
Who's going where tomorrow?
So, what now?
Ethan's fancy. He's trying to
see that tropical hit me actually even before the vanilla.
Yeah, me too. I got the pineapple immediately, and then now the vanilla is kind of coming to the forefront.
Pineapple, like some orange zest.
Not
I like the orange zest note.
Yeah, there's definite citrus. I was jumping into like lemon curd a little bit, kind of like that really like concentrated lemon note, that citrus. So good.
I could see the lemon curd or like a lemon sorbet with that vanilla.
Look at us, sorbet gelato. What's happening?
Let's
just throw them all out there.
We need an Aaron note to balance us out here. Smells like whiskey.
I have already. Should I cop already tasting all three?
Oh, you can cop to it, yeah.
And I have a gelato note for one of them, but it's not glass one.
Oh, there you go. Aaron's like, I have soft serve. You all are wrong.
I got Dairy Queen, Chick-fil-A.
I feel better because Aaron tried to get secret info from Sean Scully from
Yeah.
Clonakilty, and he would tell me nothing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Nope, wouldn't tell me a thing. I even
That's
played.
probably
I told Marty. I said I even played. I thought we were on the same team, man. Team Irish. Come on. He would.
Look at
he's a consummate
Stacey.
Professional would tell me nothing.
Stacey making like Eminem trying to go around the outside.
That's probably because Brian's full of shit, and then none of them are.
That's exactly what it is.
They're not from Clonakilty. They're from like someplace down the
Yeah,
street.
these are not the barrels you're looking for, ma'am.
Oh man!
All right, you already have
Yeah.
a taste.
Yeah, I'm tasting it. This smells great. So
Sláinte.
Cheers, y'all.
I knows them all. I'm excited for C now. Oh man!
Oh wow! Holy
ooh,
shit!
this has some beautiful pot still spice.
Yeah.
Is that not
Ooh.
well rounded or what? Ah,
It's really good.
That spice and that sweetness
Whew.
are so
Yeah.
beautiful together.
Front
Yeah, this
palate,
is
all that
this
sweetness.
this is a hitter off the bat. That is beautiful.
oh my!
Like you normally get pot still
Jesus.
spice, off some, but this is like really elevated. This is nice.
Well, and he would not tell me, Brian, not Sean, if these are sourced or if these are their own distillate, because they're producing their own pot still right now.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
That's what I'm drinking here on the side. That's my control pour,
That is oily. Wow.
warm up pour.
Man.
Mhm.
Oily, spicy.
I mean, that rich butteriness comes across on the palate too. I had to take a second sip, and that second sip, the finish is just man with that
Yeah.
spice.
It's got a
Finish is-
decent length of finish on it too.
The finish is incredible on this.
Yeah, it has a really long finish.
Aside from like rich, like tropical fruit and kind of like those dense caramels, I don't think I've ever had a real spice on an Irish whiskey like this that I've come across. Like a really, like one that pops this much. Because normally when you do get that spice,
Is that
I'm
just,
sure maybe Stacey has is trying so many more cast strength variants.
A few, but
Yeah.
this one really does stand out. And I like
Yeah.
that it is balanced. It is sweet up front palate, but it's nice with that balance, with that spice at the end.
is that from the still?
Yeah.
The spice.
The spices from
Just
the pot still.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And I think it's worth noting that is really like there's a really dark richness there for an Irish whiskey. It's not we're talking about some like fruity type of notes here, but it's dark fruitiness.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you like a dark, dense bourbon, I feel like this might be an Irish that you would try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I got a lot of spice on the first, and a lot of spice and a good finish on the first sip. But that second sip, oh man, that's a good finish. Like
Yeah.
it's building and staying and sticking. And
Yeah.
damn,
Well, I love
Yeah,
going
it's-
back to
it's,
the nose now. You get those oaky notes on the nose now.
I was just gonna say there's almost like a spiky oakiness to
Yeah.
it that is great, along with that spice, the vanilla, tons of just like black pepper coming in there, like almost borderline, almost like borderline like pepper a little bit.
I think
I love the black pepper note.
I'll be right back, guys.
I could see that. I was going
Right.
to say clove, but I could see black pepper.
Yeah.
I like what Josh said about just it overall being dark and rich. I think that's what I've got circled on this one so far.
Yeah. I've got
Hey, Mike.
spicy, stone fruits, buttery, oily.
What do you
Stacey, I
feel,
like
Vic? What do you feel
I
about
like-
this one, Vic?
This one is actually, yeah, it's good, man. I mean, like it lingers on the palate, spiciness that you were guys were saying, yeah. The mouthfeel, it's
Yeah.
like coating, like super coating on your palate.
Yeah, it's very viscous, and it doesn't. It
Mhm.
doesn't. What I like about that spice on the finish is it doesn't overpower. It's
No.
just right. It's just like, okay, boom, here I am. I'm going to ride for a minute, then I'm going to go away. I'm not going to just punch you in the face.
I think it would be too sweet without that, but it really does balance out that sweetness that you get hit front palate with.
100% agree with that. Also, like your clove note, Stacey, because you get that black pepper spice that's kind of with all that dense sweetness, and then as that black pepper kind of flavor dies down, it kind of mellows out into like this really nice clove note.
Yeah, And that's common with pot still is that baking spice, that clove, that allspice, that nutmeg, that spiciness. Cinnamon. I've had cinnamon on them as well. So I would say even if this is a blend, I'd say there's got to be a decent amount of pot still. If it's not just a straight single pot still.
So we've got Blue Spot here on the side, and compared to A, Blue Spot tastes simple and thin.
Really?
Okay, this is what I was wondering. I don't have Blue Spot, but I had Redbreast 12 cast strength before this. Ethan, is Blue Spot bright compared to this? Because like it's kind of a dark pour for Irish.
Yeah, it's brighter than A is, yeah. But honestly, it just comes across as really simple.
It's dark for a pot still, but yeah, that Madeira kind of adds those tropical notes. I think that's what you're talking about, probably even with the pineapple, and because that's what I get on that one is pineapple black pepper.
OH.
I
Gary.
Yeah.
Off to a good start, y'all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, wow. Can it possibly go uphill from here?
I guarantee you it does.
Okay.
Knowing Brian, and I'm sure
Well,
it does.
And
Marine.
the nose on C is wow.
God, I just
That's
now knows
trippy.
D.
Nose on C is trippy.
I'm going to be interested to know what the
Like-
finish on A is.
Glass 2 smells like fruit gummies.
It does.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
To me, so I've tasted glass 2, and this is the one I'm getting peach gelato on this.
Yeah.
Because Josh and I went out to dinner, and my dessert, they had peach gelato. So I just had peach gelato like an hour ago. And that reminds me what's in glass 2.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
we're on number 2. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we just started.
I was
Okay.
gonna say this one smells like guava. Like has that very sharp
Yes.
kind of
You on number 2?
Yeah.
I get straight up peach and orange cantaloupe.
Are there
never
different
had
colored
peach cantaloupe.
cantaloupes?
Huh?
I'm getting peach, but not like fresh peach. It's more like those little peach ring candies.
Oh yeah, sugar
Yeah,
ring,
Yes.
The trolley
Green sugar
rings.
Yeah,
peach sugar.
like the candy sugar peaches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the ones you can eat 40 of when you sit down and driving in the car.
I always mix them up. Honeydew's the green one, and then
Yeah.
Emery.
Cantaloupe.
and then orange one is just cantaloupe.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I get the orange, just like cantaloupe on it a little bit.
It's melon.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Captain Avocado. It's melon.
It's melon.
He is a melon. I also do get a lot of sweetness, like right behind all that fruit. There is a really nice, again, kind of like the first one. There's a really rich vanilla and oak punch behind it all.
Yeah, the barrel influence here is awesome.
Yeah,
on
that's
this.
Yeah.
I would say that oak's coming through a lot more on this one.
Yep. And it's kind of behind those bright like fruit flavors up front, the melon and the melon and the peach.
Yeah.
Man, that smells fantastic.
Yeah.
Sometimes those peach notes can dissipate out on second sip, right? This one doubled down. Wow.
I see you and I raise you, sir.
Yep.
Mm.
Oh my god, yeah, the first sip, the peach note is
Wow.
crazy.
Peach and a little grapefruit.
This one doesn't have the black pepper
Yeah.
pot still
No.
finished like one.
Yeah, this
No.
does not have that
No.
spice, but it's got a denser fruit profile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
You guys aren't getting. I'm definitely not as strong as glass 1 on the spice and black pepper flavor. I'm still getting it there though.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah,
background.
it's still there.
Yeah,
I think
for
in
sure.
isolation you'd get it, but coming off the heels of glass 1, I feel like it seems really tame.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely doubles down as you keep
This is
sipping.
tropical.
Mm-hmm.
Just peaches and millions of peaches.
Peaches on me.
I knew Josh would back me up on that.
Oh man, such a good song.
Mm.
You know, they come from a can, and they were put there
They're
by
by
a man.
man in a factory downtown.
Downtown, not in the suburbs, downtown.
Mhm.
Yeah, just tell the story, guys. Tell the story. I love it.
I mean, I don't know what else to say other than
If I
that.
had my way, I'd eat peaches every day.
Marty,
This
what do you think
one's-
of number? Marty, what do you think of number 2?
I just think it's a little bit lighter, thinner than 1, but it's still very, very good.
It
All
is. It
overall.
makes me think that maybe this is a blend. Maybe there's some grain whiskey in here because those tend to be a little bit lighter.
Okay.
I do get I have gotten peach on several Scotch malts. It's actually a note that I've been picking up in bourbon lately too, in some of the newer distillers, like the new Redwood Empire. That thing was a peach bomb to me. But I also have gotten it from the Dragon's Milk stuff. Has definitely has some peachy undertones to it.
Bourbon Engineer in chat did confirm that they did drag him out of there after he sampled 6 casks. So that was his limit, and he had to vacate the premises after that.
Yeah.
Boy, this one's oily too.
Good call, Sugar Kitty.
Oh yeah, Sugar Kitty. That's right.
Cheers, Scott.
Cheers to Scott. We miss you, man.
All right.
Yeah, that is just like the more you sip it, it's like candy in a glass. It is so.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
It's like a fruit cup. With syrup.
Actually, yeah, fruit cup is the perfect
Fruit
word.
cup.
Yeah, the one you get the one cherry in there in the fruit cup.
Yeah.
And then the soggy grapes.
Yeah, the soggy, the Del Monte, the Del Monte fruit
The, like
cup.
white grapes because they've been sitting there for so long.
Oh, that's so true.
Man, I like that nice subtle spice on the finish that kind of anchors that sweetness. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Good job, Brian.
Yeah, Brian picking 2 hitters off the bat. Jeez. Very different too, which is nice.
Yeah, 2 different completely. Yeah.
Couldn't be more different, really.
All right, we got a nose 3. It's just crazy.
Oh my God. This is this is finished.
Yeah.
I don't when I say finished, I mean there's definitely some kind of double cask sherry maturation. Something's happening here. A wine cask. It's got that wine cask funk. So I'm wondering if it's something like that.
Sherry, or you think Sauterne?
White ice.
What was that? What was that, Stacy?
I said sherry, or you think maybe Sauterne?
So my mind went to Sauterne where I'm thinking like that funky wine finish.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this is coming off like a Sauterne.
Yeah. It's funky. It's got that funky sweet wine finish on it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little sherry in there either. So
No, I wouldn't either.
I feel like I'm going out on a limb here, but like you could tell me that this was Isla cask finish, and I would believe you.
wow,
Like
you think it's you think it's got that smoky funk to it?
I got the
light-
smokiness off the nose up front.
Yeah.
Yeah, a very light Isla cask finish. It is. It
Mhm.
has that funky,
Mhm.
a little smoky.
It's so that would make me lean towards thinking maybe that at least some of this has been matured in sherry cask. If you leave it in a sherry cask too long, you do get those kind of pencil shaving notes.
JG made.
And it's not necessarily too long, it just happens.
But
No,
no,
That
I
is
guess
eczema
we're going with finished so far.
Well, I don't know if it's I mean generally, yeah, you're aging Irish whiskey and
Yeah.
I mean you do have some virgin casks out there, but generally you're aging it in a used cask, whether it be
I said
bourbon,
ice wine.
sherry,
I called it
mix.
Sugar Kitty.
Sweet wine could also be Hungarian. Oh, Tokay or ice wine.
Yeah, I was thinking like Rivasaltes too, because they've done, I think that's how you pronounce it. Rivasaltes. Sugar Kitty can tell me if I'm wrong, which I'm sure I am, but it's like some kind of sweet wine as well. I know they've done finishes in that.
God, this might be my favorite nose.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
It's so
It is
so
kind of
rich.
coming off as a Sauterne though.
It's so rich in that. Yeah, I would guess Sauterne or sherry for sure.
This is my least favorite nose.
It's my least favorite nose too, Vic.
I'm
Oh
with
my
you, Vic.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
You almost be sensitive to that, like almost sulfury sherry nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's borderline. It's borderline too much, and I could see that for sure.
When
This
Josh
is
said Isla, my mind straight went to like, yeah, buddy.
Oh,
This is
wow.
a straight up Ricky Bobby nose. If you ain't
That's
first
nutty.
or last,
Yeah.
it's either going to be first or last
Yeah.
for you.
I think
That
The
is-
palate, the palate to me is not really that smoky at all.
No, it's not.
No, I don't get any.
I get it way more on the nose, but the palate, I feel like it's a little bit of a different experience in the nose, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm not getting any of that peppery pot still on this. Are you?
I get it. I get a little
that.
bit, but it's a lot less funky than I thought it was gonna. I think my mind went in like waiting for these harsher, almost sulfuric notes, but I'm not really getting that.
And to me, it looks like the darkest one of the three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought so when we poured it too. I think 2 might be the
Yeah,
lightest.
Yeah,
That's-
two's the
that's-
lightest.
Man, that's nice. The pot still here, that spice, I think, is more integrated from front to back.
Yeah.
It's not as punchy as number one, but I feel like I get this front to back, but it's just a light spice.
It's really balanced from palate to the
Yeah.
back. I mean, you do get that spice all the way.
It's not all backloaded like it is on the first one. Backloaded, that sounds gross. That's weird.
We'll edit that later.
We'll let that out.
I'll let Brian tell you what I got to cut.
Marty calls me when he's backloaded, poor bastard.
No, he's not saying he'll edit it out. He's saying he'll add some videos in.
It makes it positive.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We'll do that at the end. Correct.
You guys are right. It took me a couple, like 2 sips to get the spice, but it is really well integrated.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a little bit of that pineapple-y note in here too, a tad.
It's kind of got that dark profile going back to 1. It's not the spice bomb that 1 is.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like a little bit more of like the funk isn't there on the palate, but it's
I'm getting
feels-
funk on the palate.
Are you?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely
It's
definitely a little
bit.
funk there. I agree with
Yeah.
Aaron. There's definitely a little bit there, but not as much as I thought it would be coming off the nose.
Yeah.
Scotch down under.
I don't know. If I'm-
Stacy, after tasting it, are you leaning? Do you still think we got a little sherry or Sauterne action here, or are you leaning towards one or the other?
I think it does have some sherry in it. I'm getting kind of like just a little of like a slivered almond.
So I'm getting that like roasted chestnut note mid palate, which always reminds me of sherry.
Yeah, and there's like kind of like a dark red fruit going on here too. I don't know if it's a cherry but
Little
it's
crazy
giving
raisin.
some cherry vibes.
Yeah, I would not call this an Irish if I had it in a blind. I don't know what I would call it, but I wouldn't think this was Irish off the bat.
I'd probably just think it's more of a Scotch than than an Irish.
It's got a malty.
I would think it was a
malty
single
roundness.
malt Irish.
Yeah.
It's got some Highland vibes to it.
Mm-hmm. Like if someone said like this is a not an Isla, but a what am I thinking of? Campbelltown.
Campbelltown.
You could
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
you could maybe convince me a little bit that it has some of that Campbelltown funk in it, like a Springbank, you know,
Kilkerran or something.
ish. Yeah, Kilkerran, Glen Scotia ish type vibe. This is more along the lines of a Glen Scotia for me, rather than kind of further down the line for Springbank. But this has some really nice.
It's
notes to
more
it.
Hazelburn to me. It doesn't have the peat, so it's more.
Yeah,
on the-
Hazelburn. Yeah, Glen Scotia uses.
Yeah.
They use very little peat in most of their stuff. But
Yeah.
for number one, my samples are purely fictitious.
This is leaning more for me. It's reminding me kind of like an Ecklenville, which is a heavy sherry finished Irish single malt.
Mm.
Okay.
You want to go
It's
back?
what you got to try yesterday. I
Yeah.
sent you a sherry finished Ecklenville yesterday.
Yep.
I don't know. That sip I just had, I feel like there's some wine. I mean, I know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would still lean towards Sauterne or something along those lines. I'm definitely getting like a grapey, winey note on the very back end of number 3 now.
Now
It
that you said
really
that, that's
sets
what I'm
them
getting.
off.
It's not cherries, it's grapes.
Mm-hmm. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It sets in heavy on the finish too. The more you sip it.
I think you're right. I think it's the Sauterne or Riva Saltes.
But I tell you what, man, that damn thing has such a great late finish of that
Mhm.
spice.
This might be. I thought number 1 had a great texture. Number 3 might have an even better texture.
Yeah.
Number 3 just coats the palate.
Wow. Smell A after this. The nose.
Oh yeah, we go back to A now.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Oh my god, it smells like a Bed Bath & Beyond vanilla candle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas spice and vanilla.
Oh, that's a
I
great
get
call.
That damn place has stayed in business with everything else
There's a
closed.
little allspice on there now.
Just gonna say allspice.
Did you say Bed Bath and Beyond?
Yeah.
Yeah, are they all out of
did
business?
close.
Are they all out of business now?
They did.
Not
close.
here.
What's
Sorry,
the
maybe
one
I
that-
meant maybe I meant Bath and Body Works. I always mix those up.
That's the one I was trying to think of. Yeah, so that's what I mean. It's amazing that place has stayed open with everything else closing. What's up, Tom?
Wow. God, A is just like a flavor bomb.
It is.
Just
Oh,
punches
the
you.
finish. Oh,
Yep.
the finish. That's
Yeah.
Oh, the
Jason,
That's nice.
that's a flag on the play finish right there, Jason.
right, the late hit, man.
Did y'all hear that
Like
joke
an-
the other day?
That's like an. Oh, go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Marty.
Josh. Go ahead.
I was just saying, that's like an ejection from the game late hit. It's like he
Yeah.
was out of bounds and
Yeah.
dropped the ball, and then somebody just whacked him.
Yeah, that's not
tell.
like a Patrick Mahomes flopping on the sideline late
Yeah.
hit. This is a real
ain't-
late hit.
that ain't a 10-yarder. That's you got to take it to the locker room, buddy. You're out.
Hey, you know why? You know why Mahomes wears number 15?
Why?
Because every time he touches, that's how much they add on at the end.
Very nice.
Nice.
He wears 15 just to remind the refs of
Yeah.
how many yards to tack
Yeah.
on.
Yarder, baby.
Yeah, just add on that yardage.
Yeah.
Are we sipping? What are we just going back through a little bit of all of them, or are we just?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
B somehow has gotten more peachy.
It is.
I enjoy fucking
Holy
being
crap.
out.
It is B is peach cobbler now. It is peach
Super
cobbler. It has graduated from trolley rings and is now peach cobbler.
The problem with A and B is that they're two different. Like I
Yeah.
would want one in one when I'm in one mood, and I'd want the other when I'm in another mood. So I can't pick between the two.
So Aaron is A like your appetizer and B is your dessert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So B is so. These are all so good, to be honest. Like, actually, I need to send Brian a message and let him know how much I hate him for putting us through this predicament.
Well, I'm sure he's
Clonakilty
watching
has some really good stuff. Their private
I got
barrel
some
select bottles
experts.
are worth every penny.
Yeah, now I'm going back to C and now I'm getting sherry. I have no idea what's happening in C.
So I wasn't
That's
getting.
where I'm at with C because I think it's sherry, then I think it's Sauternes, and then it goes back to sherry. It is a
Yeah.
mystery.
Yeah, I wasn't getting a ton of the oak that y'all were mentioning earlier on B, but now after it's sitting for a while, like
Mhm.
it is drying my palate out on the back end. But it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
The middle is so fruity and sweet.
Is anybody getting banana on B? Not kind of getting banana.
I mean, you could name any fruit, and I'll agree with you on B.
You know what? Now it tastes like the dehydrated bananas.
I can make a great case for coconut on B as well on the nose. Little coconut.
I'm getting like runts, like the banana runts candies.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Banana runs.
Oh,
Which
banana
doesn't really
runts.
taste like real banana, but definitely
Yeah.
fake banana. for
Yeah,
sure.
banana runts is such a good call out. I always skipped eating those, but it smells like it.
I always skip to the pink ones. What were they? Strawberry?
Yeah, the
those are
strawberry
good
ones.
Yeah, I didn't like
Those are really
those.
good.
Yeah,
I
because
like
it was
the
like a
red and
super sweet strawberry.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There's just it reminds me of bourbon cast Irish single grain. That's really
Bourbon
nice.
Engineer just about owed me a new laptop. Said in the chat, he said, "Top dog is a fruit," and it was. I read that while I had a mouthful of water.
I don't know if I just going through, man. I think
Oh no, man.
C being so left field makes it very, very good.
I
But-
think it's kind of a
think that-
good.
Go
It's
ahead,
kind of a good problem that I don't know if it's a good. Actually, I think it's a bad problem. All three of these are so different. So
Yeah.
to Aaron's point, they all hit differently in different aspects of not only flavors but the way it drinks, texture, spice, all of it. So to pick a favorite out of this one is it's probably going to be
It goes
pretty
back to what Aaron
pretty
said,
tough.
though, man. It's what kind of mood are you in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really think that.
See,
Well,
I'm
here's
getting a
what
lot
I'll
of honey
say.
on the nose on C now, which makes me lean towards a Sauterne.
Wait, which one, Stacey? You got what on it?
Honey.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking like a
I'm
dark,
honey.
thinking like a bright honey. On initially when I tasted it, but it started kind of giving way to that grape for me.
You talking
Yeah,
about
it's
three?
honey and grape and a little bit of like an almond or like you said, like a chestnut.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about 3, Stacy, or C?
A 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
See.
JG, you are so right, buddy. Smell like
Avocado is actually a
avocados.
fruit.
What's he
Yeah.
say?
Is avocado? Well, yeah, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Avocado's a fruit.
It's a fruit.
Mhm.
Does that make it a stone fruit?
Because it has one
Because it
seed.
has a
one
pit?
That's a good question.
pit.
That's actually a really good question of the
That's a
day.
good question.
Somebody has to ask the Google machine.
I feel
Hey
like
Siri, is an avocado a stone fruit?
No, avocados are not considered stone fruit. They are instead classified as a type of berry or climacteric fruit, which
Berry.
means they mature and ripen on trees, similar to bananas. This is from throwbackizine.com and medicinenet.com.
It's a berry.
Okay,
Berry, and it's
Don't
considered
get
It's a
bit
berry.
off, Vic.
It actually
Because
makes
they ripen-
sense. I mean,
they
they
ripen
turn
on
brown. Yeah, they turn brown like bananas do. So
So banana is a berry? What?
I know that's what happens to Big Vic when you leave him in the sun too long. You just
Hey, 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 yes, it does.
Here's a question I've got for you guys. And I'm honestly, does anybody have any of the samples that they just don't like?
No.
No, I like all of them,
I like all
but
these.
for very
I
different
don't.
reasons. Like
I'm not a big fan of C.
Like
The
A to
nose.
me,
Just
A
on the
to me
nose.
has the best. A to me has the best finish. B to me, I think, has the most fruit forward, interesting
Fruity
front of the
is.
palate. But C to me, I think, has the best from front to back. For me personally,
I'm with Vic, and I don't particularly care for C either. There's like a funkiness there,
yeah.
and it's not funky in like a good way.
No, I
It's
mean, there's a
like
funk.
there's
There's a
something.
cask funk on it. Yeah.
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 But it's all to me. It almost comes across as like a mildewy funk.
Interesting.
I could so yeah. So you're picking up a little bit of like that mossy, maybe sulfur type of note on C a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think this is a good question for the group here. When we're picking, one of the things about C, I think it's maybe the most interesting of the bunch, but I may like other pours better or worse depending on my mood. But we are picking an Irish, like a cast strength Irish. Do we want to pick something that tastes a little bit more like a Campbelltown or Highland or something like that Scotch, or do we want to pick something that's a little bit more in the Irish vein? You know, are we trying to like highlight what Irish whiskey can be, or are we trying to kind of go a little bit more left field?
I think when you look at all these 3 samples and you think of a majority of a group of people, I think I'm like Aaron and Vic. Sample C may kind of be a little bit on the fence for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that once they try it, they wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think C with that kind of sulfury, assuming berry cask or something like that, maybe deer or something like that. That's going to be the only one of these that would put me off. The other
I'm starting to get like that almond biscotti cookie note on A as well, which is really nice.
Yeah, I think the other 2 could anybody pick them up every day and love them.
Yeah, I mean, if like C is too funky and scary for some, then my I would probably put A as my number 1 because just the spice, the finish, the flavors in there, the vanilla cake, this little almond note I'm getting, little hint of fruit. It's beautiful, and the finish on it is second to none.
Same. I like C. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoy this one. 1 and C were my top 2. But I agree. If you want something a little more what you expect with Irish, but take it up to another level. I think that's A.
Yep. Totally agree.
Well, let's do this. I've got a bunch of notes written down. Let's go back to number 2, sample B. And as we nose it and taste it, I'm gonna pour a little bit more. I'm gonna throw out there what we've said, and let's see if we need to change anything on it because it's opened a little bit. So right now on sample B, I've got, when we started, we had the peach sugar rings, peach cobbler, vanilla. At first, we thought it was very barrel influenced. Has a denser fruit profile. Still lighter spice than we got off sample A. Kind of comes in as a blend profile. I don't know if it was Stacy or Aaron. Somebody said like the fruit cup with the soggy grapes. I thought that was pretty
I
much.
said fruit cup. Aaron added soggy grapes.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Nailed it.
That was a collab. That was a collab with them.
Yeah, hearing like listening to Marty read back tasting notes is like whiskey Shakespeare. I love it.
I'm glad. Yeah. All 74 of you watching, I apologize for the redneck accent.
We got some soggy grapes.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck the Mets.
Man, here's what I'll say about Glass B.
Say it.
If you blindfolded me and like you could put anything in front of my nose while you're blindfolding me and I had to guess what I was smelling, I would not even guess I was smelling whiskey. I would guess that you had put peach cobbler with vanilla ice cream on top of it in front of my nose. If I was blindfolded and didn't know what I was smelling, that's what that smells
That's
like.
exactly what it smells like. It's peach cobbler vanilla ice cream. It's
That
exactly.
doesn't smell like whiskey. That's
No,
wild.
see, I get more of the fruit cup with the like banana runts.
God,
Yeah,
the
it
tater
is.
stickers we could make for this
It's
one.
candy and it's sweet. It's desserty sweet.
Yeah.
It's very desserty.
Right.
It is just sweet.
This is Crown Royal peach for adults.
I kind of love it. I'm not gonna lie. I got a bit sweet too.
I think that's the problem I'm having is I have an official ranking, but my official ranking could change at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
If I want something sweet or do I want something that's kind of like powerful? Like, what do I want?
Yep.
Yeah, this is the tricky part.
Yeah.
I'll just put my cards on the table. I don't mind being first to do that, even though I think Aaron's kind of tipped her hand at it as well.
I have.
I honestly, one is a monster. It'd be very difficult to pass up sample A because that's a monster barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sample B is it's such fat kid whiskey that I'm gonna reach for it so often.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I don't know what to say other than I love it. And I've run into this predicament on picks before, and I tend to go with the monster barrel. But man, B is so good. I mean,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, B is fat kid whiskey. I mean, it's so true. It is liquid candy.
But when you go back to A,
what I love about B is after the sweetness, a couple minutes later, you get the little spice coming in and start kicking in.
Yeah.
On the palate.
For sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that blend
Yeah, that's
profile
good.
Vic might kick in on that one,
Mm-hmm.
on that finish. But then you put A back in your mouth and you get all that viscosity again. You're like, holy shit, here we go again.
Yeah. Get the viscosity, the spice, the almond, the vanilla. It doesn't. I mean, I think we were getting some of those fruit forward notes in the beginning, but it doesn't. Coming off of 2, it doesn't really hold up to those super sweet decadent notes you're getting in 2.
Yeah,
But there's-
one
I
we
think it
had,
makes it a little more tropical because I don't know why, but I'm getting a little more of that citrus and that grapefruit.
This citrus is definitely still there for sure on 1 for me.
yeah, we've
And
got
that
vanilla
spice is
bean
really
ice
coming
cream.
through that oak.
Mm-hmm. I love the oak profile on
I
1.
love that oak.
It's great.
It just adds a nice little bit of complexity to that one.
Yeah, we've
What do you
got
think this is finished in? Because this is throwing me off of it.
A?
Eh?
I mean, I was just going off of ex bourbon in the beginning. You think there's something else mixed in there?
That's what I was thinking ex bourbon, but I actually have an ex barley wine that this is reminding me of.
I mean, it's very possible. I mean,
Ex
they do
barley
some
wine.
collabs.
It's a
Barley.
Clonakilty that I have that's finished in
Thank
barley
you.
wine, and similar notes are coming through on that. So
That's
wouldn't surprise me for Brian to go over there and pick something funky like a barley wine.
That's true.
Yeah.
I will say that Brian in chat at 8:38 did say, so go around the horn and rank them. We can always buy 3 of them. So, maybe we don't buy 3, but maybe we buy 2.
Oh Jesus!
Can we get at least half a cask of that?
Is there a little shot of vinegar note on one's nose now?
Hang on, you say vinegar, Marty?
Yeah.
I'm not getting vinegar by any means.
On
No,
what?
you're
On which one?
broken.
Yeah.
No, I get oak.
It's oak. It's oak and
Something
wine.
there.
I feel like we get a little bit of 1 and 2, and we market it as dinner and dessert.
Oh, that is a great idea.
Irish dinner and Irish dessert.
You're
Yeah, Irish goodbye.
you're welcome.
I think C is the Irish goodbye. Yeah.
Yeah, the Irish goodbye
Mic
for
drop,
sure.
You're done.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'll
this is
be
the
I'll be
problem.
here all the
want-
week.
I
No,
want
I mean,
A and B.
You go back to 1 and it smells like a rick house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want A and B both.
I know they're good.
So I've never walked through an Irish whiskey rick house.
Mhm.
What are those smells and those senses like, Stacy? What do you get? I mean, because you walk through bourbon, a bourbon rick house, you get like that, like that bourbon extract, the caramels, vanillas. Obviously, you get some of like that alcohol kind of in the air, but you get kind of like that oak funk that's just so. It's just so recognizable whenever you walk into a bourbon warehouse. What are those familiarities that you find in an Irish whiskey warehouse?
It's kind of the same, but dialed back a little bit because of the climate. You don't have that heat. You also, you kind of get the spicy and buttery notes from those European casks too. So you'll pick up those kind of sulfur sherry notes in the air as well. So it is kind of very similar. It's just it is dialed back a little bit. It's not that punch you in the face the second you walk in the door, but you definitely do get similar notes just with those European influence as well on those casks.
That's cool. That's cool.
All right. So the mission we were tasked with from Brian was to rank these. So we'll probably all have different rankings, but are we ready? Are you ready to start ranking?
Can.
Aaron's been ready since like 3 minutes into the stream. I just waiting for us all to catch up.
Aaron's trying to Irish goodbye this bitch early.
I'm just here for a good time, not for a long time.
Way dialed back near the ocean, salt air, and it's dang cold.
Yes. When were you there, Brian, that it was dang cold? Well, it's usually dang cold there. I think he was there a month before I was, actually.
That saltiness that you would get in the air, I feel like would be interesting to kind of combine with those rick house notes that you smell as well.
Well, Clonakilty's on the coast. You are going to get those salty.
Oh, okay, cool. Very cool.
I can even
Brian,
can
you blend barrels, Brian?
So he was there in November, Stacy. I said in chat.
Okay, so you were there 1 month after I was. You were in the south, so I was up north.
Do we want to
Blend A
try
and
a
B.
blend of 1 and 2?
Blend A and B together.
I don't have enough of that. I drank too much of
Ooh,
them.
blend them together. Okay,
Oh no!
hold on.
I might
Before you blend them, before everybody starts blending, just do a try to just rank them first, and
Oh, I got my rankings.
this is tough. I know, Aaron. Aaron, you've had it since 9:05.
I've got mine.
She's had it
I'm
since
gonna do a
8:55.
50% blend of A and B after I drink enough to get it to 50-50.
Oh, I don't want to use the last of the A.
Well, you don't have to do it. We don't have to do it.
Yeah. For me, this is I don't know. For me, this is an easy choice, which is a shame because they're all so freaking good. But
Yeah, they're all.
Yeah, they're really good.
I'm back and forth between the two of them. If I'm including all three, I have a favorite, but yeah. Okay, let me rank them here.
Yeah.
Well,
Do we want to go golf scores here? Like, whatever ranking you give it, that's how many points it gets, and lowest points win? Or how do you guys want to do this?
And that's a pretty good idea. Never thought about
I don't
that.
play golf, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't either, Vic.
Your first place will get 1 point, your second place will get 2 points, and your third place will get 3. And then if we go around and everybody does that with all their pours, then whichever pour has the least amount of points would be the winner.
How
the
many
group.
points
Either-
for first and second?
1 for first, 2 for second, 3 for third.
I gotcha. All right.
Vic,
Yeah.
did you mix A and B together?
Not yet.
Did you?
Did you do it, Aaron?
I did. What do you think?
I love it. I love it.
I think
They got a little bit too sweet.
See, I feel like it made so I blended it 50-50 and I feel like B got lost in A.
Yeah.
That also makes me think that it's more leaning towards single grain. It is lighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree though. Yeah. The blend is
the blend doesn't
it's like it's like a tamed down version of A.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Cheers, Brian. Great job on picking 3 really good casks.
Yeah, Brian. Thanks for picking 3 impossibly hard casts to pick from.
You want first, second, and third.
All right, I have my rankings. Pretty easy, I think, after going through all of them.
They're all so good though.
They're all so good.
I think the problem was they were all so good in different ways. Like there wasn't 2 that were similar, so it was really hard to pick because you're picking for different reasons.
And sometimes that can make it easier because you're like, oh, that one type of profile I like. The problem is these are all so good in their specific profiles that it makes it hard because you're like, what?
Yeah, I mean, you can make a case for any one of these barrels.
Yeah.
No.
For sure.
All right, we ready for ranking? We got 10 minutes.
Yes.
I'll start with Aaron. You're
you want to
number
go
1.
my first place?
Yes.
Glass A.
Okay.
Second place is glass B, and my third place is C.
Okay. Josh. Or you want me to go to Stacy first?
No, go to Josh.
I'll do it.
He has to be up in the morning.
Oh man, I love B so much.
Just
I want
make
to
a
drink. I
decision.
want to drink so much of B, but I will put A as my first because it's a monster. It's so good. B is such a close second.
It is a close second.
And then C will be my third, and
Okay.
it's so good too. It's tough.
All right, Stacy.
A is my first, C is my second, and B is my third.
Katie.
Oh.
You need a minute? It's all right.
You need a second. I'm debating.
Vic, you ready?
BAC, bro.
Jay.
I see you there, Vic. I see you there.
Yeah.
B's so good.
Yeah, B is good. And that's the thing is like I could be convinced at any moment that I want to make B my first, but I think A has everything I want. So I'm going to say A.
For me, I have the same ranking as Stacy. Number 1 is A. Number 2 is C, just because I like the funkiness. And number 3 is B, even though I could drink B any day of the week. It's so good. But I rather have spice and balance over complete sugar sweet. But I can see why a lot of people would like that.
That beat is in the cup, bro. That beat is in the cup.
Ethan.
Yeah, I'm ABC as well. C started to get a little bit more of that sulfur note over time, and I feel like that's gonna get a little bit more and more as it goes.
Yeah, that could open up and get pretty funky.
And A is so damn good. Again, B is delicious, C is delicious, but A it's not a contest.
Yeah, A is ridiculous.
I love how the oak opened up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm ABC. I was debating putting B in first, but ABC.
And I think I'm ABC. To be honest, I think C's solid. So
I win.
so let me see if I did this right, Josh.
Somehow Vic wins in what? I don't know. But
I win. I don't know what.
Rigged.
I won. Right.
Marty, if you've got A with 9 points, then you did it right.
1, 2,
And that's the
3,
lowest point total.
4,
We all
5,
had
6,
A in first except
7.
for Vic.
I have
right?
A with 9 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Gotcha.
have B with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Sounds right. Yep.
All right. Then C 2, 5, 8, 11, 15,
That's
24.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yep.
Wow,
So-
corn and whiskey, great reference. ABC, BBD, the East Coast family. I know what he's doing. I'm picking up what he's putting down. Yeah, A is a monster. I mean, there's no way around it. A is an absolute monster. Texturally, balance wise, spice, it has everything.
Again, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
disappointed with any of these.
Yeah.
No, they're all really good casks.
And yeah, seriously, that dessert whiskey, that number 2 is ridiculous.
So good.
Now here's the question that begs to be asked. We don't know yields on any of these, but A is going to be whatever it's going to be, and it's for sure the pick.
Oh wait, engineer's got the proofs in there. Check it
I
out.
could ask him.
B is
Yeah.
118. A B
Ho, ho,
drinks like
ho.
102.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because we were coming off of a 121, like I feel like
They're pretty close.
I feel like B in isolation. If we just have B, I think we would feel the spice a little bit more.
Darn
Yeah.
it. I got to do math. I don't know proof.
Yeah.
I had it in the 1-teens, but I didn't have it in the high
Yeah.
teens. I was thinking more of like a 113, 114 for B.
But
I
here's the
didn't,
thing.
I don't think it was that
so
close to 120.
59% ABV is in line with some of the private barrel select bottles.
Got it.
121 is high. That's awesome.
Depending on yield,
There's
depending
the
on
A-
yield, is anybody mad at if we could get A and B? If there's a big yield, maybe it doesn't make sense. But if the yield's right, if we could get A and B, is anybody mad at that?
I wouldn't
Man,
be
look
mad
at-
at
Look at the order.
Mm-mm.
Look at
I mean,
the
I
It
wouldn't
depends
be
on the
mad.
cask maturation too, because if you're talking about a sherry butt or a hogshead, you're going to
Yeah.
have a lot more. If you're talking about bourbon cask, it's going to be less.
look at the order and from Bourbon Engineer. Look at the years.
4.5.
That's
Yeah.
only 4.5 years.
And it's the
Wow.
highest.
Is that it?
too?
All right, Bourbon Engineer is number 1 in single pot still.
Yeah, well, he needs to tell us pot still and maturation because now I'm really curious. And
think
see that
number 1 is their
14,
own
that
distillate.
14 and a half, that 14 and a half year
Yeah,
age
good.
in
That's
C
why
totally makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you were getting those sulfury notes.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's
That was
definitely got
bad.
that's got some fun. All right, before I say more, the
That's
theme
nice.
is what would a bourbon drinker potentially ease into?
Right, Ethan.
I think 1. I think A still.
I don't know. I think it depends on what type of. If you just like fat kid, whiskeys, and you're drinking freaking
Me.
Penelope Rio and and Penelope Havana
Angel Bundy Rye.
like every day, then you're gonna want to drink 2.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's so good.
But if you're drinking like cast strength stuff and you're into like
Yeah.
a Lodge barrel proofs and rare breeds of the world, you're gonna like 1.
Yeah, but if you're gonna baby step into a new type of whiskey, I think B would get you started before you get
Well,
into that.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but if I'm a pure bourbon drinker and I'm drinking cast strength, high age stuff, I think 2 might be too sweet for some.
Too
I
sweet.
think,
Yeah.
I think 2 is going to be too. It's going to be too fruity. It's going to be too. There's not enough going on. I think 1, you've got the spice, you've
Yeah.
got the sweetness, you've got the oakiness. I think the complexity is just a little bit higher there.
That's right.
Which is crazy because it's the younger one.
To
So
Josh-
A is the highest proof and also the lowest age.
And the lowest
When
age.
man, we suck.
All right, we
I didn't know.
It's got
Right.
the only
Irish,
knock-
when they do it well, yep. See, Clonakilty
Here we go.
distillate. There's why. There's
Clonakilty
why.
distillate,
Clonakilty
single
is
pot,
good.
still 60%. Is
It's
and
their own
Bourbon
distillate.
Engineer, is that pure bourbon cask? Just curious.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
so
the
that's-
only knock you
that's
could
this.
put on A,
similar to this. That's
the
their
only
own
knock you
distillate.
could
That's
put on
why
A
it's so
is
good.
that it does have a lot of spice on it.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you don't like spice, that's the only thing I would caution anybody against. But the flavors, the profile, it's so good. And then that's where B comes in, which is like the opposite with like low spice, super.
Mhm.
They're the perfect like light side, dark side,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Irish bitter and Irish dessert picks. I'm starting. I'm not even covertly trying to disguise the fact that I would very much like both these barrels, and I'm trying to lobby the group for it.
I'm down.
Yeah, Josh definitely wants dinner and dessert right now. He
I
wants.
do.
See, I'm more
I-
excited
Dessert
about
guy.
A now that I know that because
Yeah, I don't think A is going to be.
Clonakilty
I
has
don't
the
think.
barley fields. They planted the heritage barley strain there.
Damn.
Oh wow,
That's
Yeah.
cool.
that's awesome.
I don't think A. I don't think A
Really
at 4.5 years old. We're gonna have a short barrel, Josh.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
But
not.
here's with the Irish. I've always wondered this. Like, if you're dealing with like an ex sherry butt, you got a lot of space in a sherry butt. But if you're dealing with ex bourbon cask, that's not going to hold nearly as much. So
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. If
I mean,
dealing
yeah,
with
you
a
never
Hogshead
know.
or a
I mean-
sherry butt, you're going to have more yield. If you're dealing
Yep.
with a bourbon cask, you're not.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Giant ass barrels.
That's the next answer we're looking for, Brian. What kind of cask is it in?
What they
Yeah,
use.
Brian needs a type faster. Come on, Brian.
Yeah.
Deja
Brian-
said
Well,
low
you could only
spice
do
sounds like a
so
problem.
fast.
That's because Brian's trying to look through his notes he took when he was hammered in the warehouse.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of scribbles.
He's like, "What did I write?"
Because when security had his arm, they're
You got to
dragging
bring a
him.
wingman. to
Triple
record all
distilled
this.
by others. Clonakilty mash.
Okay, Clonakilty mash collab. Oh, it was a
Oh.
A
roasted
beer?
red ale on B. Wow.
Oh wow.
That's beer. That's a beer.
Wait.
The
Where?
beer finish. It was a
Oh, B triple distilled by other
whiskey.
Clonakilty mash collab with Bold City Brewing, small barrel initially with rye whiskey, the 1901 roasted red ale, then with what?
wow.
That's
I
like,
Damn.
think that's a
you know what
yes.
that sounds like to me? That sounds like a low yield and a great
Second
additional
barrel.
barrel. A great
Yeah.
bonus barrel.
That would be a smaller barrel.
I'm not even writing that down. Brewing. Bold City Brewing.
Clip it,
Jesus.
Jason. Just clip it.
Yeah. Anything in there say peaches at all? Nope.
Nope.
No,
Like, where the hell did that profile even come from? Well, so Stacy, when it says triple distilled by others, Clonakilty mash, what does that exactly mean?
that means that Clonakilty has taken their whiskey taken their yield elsewhere. Probably Great Northern distilled it for them.
Okay. All right.
Clonakilty mash means it's probably their I'm assuming it's their distillate. It's just they took it somewhere else. They took their barley somewhere else to be distilled.
All right. Final guesses on C. What it's
Yeah, I just
distilled in.
poured it again just to see.
What do you think? So C, do you think sherry or sauternes or something else funky?
I went with Sauterne initially. I'm going
Saw
Sauterne.
turns. No.
Combo.
I'm gonna lock in at Sauterne.
Like, yeah, it could be a double maturation. We could have a
It
little cherry sauterne
Well,
double
or it
action.
could be partially matured in sherry and then finished in Sauterne.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it spends most of the maturation one, and then.
Yeah.
All right. I love
Rye
how.
actually does explain the banana notes. Because the powers rye, I get banana on that one too. Rye's totally different in Irish whiskey than it is American.
Oh, that's so
Way
true.
different notes.
Yeah. The Powers rye whiskey does have banana notes in it for sure. That makes a lot of sense. C, 50% malted barley, 7.5 year, 50% grain whiskey,
River Saltes.
14.
River
Oh, it is that
Saltes.
River Saltes fortified
Yeah.
wine cask. Yeah. I knew I was getting some freaking grape in there.
Yeah, you're right.
River Salt. What the hell's River Salt? It sounds like
Sweet white wine.
it sounds like some kind of castle location in Lord of the Rings.
Sounds like
Yeah.
Crimea River.
Like I gotta,
Yeah,
like we
it's-
gotta
it's
get to
another
River
sweet white wine.
Salties. We gotta get to
Yeah,
River
take it over.
Salties to defeat Sauron.
We got to take it
Game
over.
Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah,
We're
Yeah.
coming for you.
the dragons are in River Salties.
Brian, did they give you the mash bill in B? I'm curious as to how much grain is in B.
Let me see this.
French
thing.
and French oak.
River
C is
Salties.
50, is malted barley and grain. But I wonder, I swear, B drinks like there's a lot of grain whiskey in there.
I'm shit.
All right, River Salties is in.
Sweet fortified wine.
Yeah, wines are similar to Muscat to River Salties, AOC wines, except the grape varietals are not as restricted to Muscat. The wines are red or white. River Salties Blanc, using white grapes, appears amber in color, while River Salties Rouge appears darker. Yeah, it's a very sweet fortified one. Yeah, that grape note was really coming through. Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it up against Russell's 15 now.
Yeah, I like that. I like that funk on it. That's pretty cool.
Thought that was fun.
I like it. Stacy, you say you have a pick or two with that River Salty stuff in there?
I did. I drank them all. That's really good. They did a really good job with those.
A, normal yield. B, low yield. There you go, Josh.
There you go.
Let's go. Dessert barrel.
And C is high yield and likely most expensive. Guys, I think we have dinner and dessert on tap.
Dessert.
Awesome.
I give Jason
dinner and dessert on tap.
The man's a genius.
Imagine making brandy out of champagne.
Incredible. Yeah, I want to try the blend. I haven't tried the blend yet. So you said, what did you guys say that the B got lost in A? Was that what it was?
Yeah, kind of let down.
Yeah.
So maybe it's got to be a little bit more B in there. I'm gonna just pour this in.
He says his order for the group is CBA.
Yeah. I mean, that just shows that he's not got a good palate, but he's got good luck.
Yeah.
Hey, Bourbon Engineer, I'm all about C, but everyone's scared of it.
Yeah. I really like C, but I think,
love C. I'd be.
Yeah. I
like
think A is going to be more universal.
Yeah.
But
Bourbon Engineer, if I would be all over C because I love that little bit of funk in it. It's just different.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, y'all take off when you need to, buddy. I know you got to get up soon.
Yeah, that 3:30 a.m. Alarm clock goes off real early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, these were so good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm down. We're down for whatever. So whatever you guys want to work out.
Well, not
game
C.
with. Well, yeah, but I mean that was out on count anyways. But I mean, yeah.
So by whatever Josh means, if you want to get B as a second barrel, he's on board.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to get B as a second barrel.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Oh, he Irish goodbye. The Irish goodbye.
Irish goodbye.
Well done, sir.
Well
done, sir.
He did it.
He did
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I
Well
think
played.
Thank you guys for joining Josh and Aaron. That was awesome.
I love C. I'm excited about A because it's Clonakilty's own distillate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane for a 4.5 year.
They're pretty some good stuff. They really are.
The oak influence on A is actually very surprising for the age.
And that 14-year-old, that's what you see is a darker one.
Yeah.
Dude, I love C. Stacey, you want to split the C barrel?
I'll do C. I like that one.
I like C a lot.
That's nice. I had a rib of saltace, but it was an Irene Tan pick, and I drank. It was Christmas cake, and I drank it.
Yeah.
Oh, I have that bottle.
if you get C,
that one's good.
We'll take a bottle, Jason.
What's that?
I said if you get C, we'll take a bottle or 3.
Yeah. Yeah. I love C. Yeah. Bourbon Engineer. Brian, thank you so much, man. This was a
great.
really, really cool experience to taste.
Yeah.
You don't generally get to experience this very often, you know.
Yeah. That was cool, man.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brian.
You picked 3 really good casks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian's no slouch.
That worked out well. Well, he does hang out with Top Dog, so
Yeah.
there's that.
Says, really appreciate y'all doing this. More to follow on bringing them in. Jason, we will. All right, Jason, yes.
Nice.
Yeah. You can figure something out. Like I said, yeah, we'll chat.
That was a good one.
Definitely have some of our distributor partners that might be interested in this. So and I'm telling you, if we can bring in A and B and market it as dinner and dessert, that would be, I think we can make some really cool stickers, and it could be something really cool for people to have one or the other, and they will totally get what we're saying based off of this live stream between the spice and the sweet of the 2 different casks.
No, Andy, they were not. They're sourced. The stuff that they did in Ohio was the source stuff. That was the blend. The Irish walk-off. Top Dog just did the Irish walk-off.
Yeah, and Brian says he's just going to buy beef for himself.
Beef for him.
Yeah.
Hey now.
I mean, I don't blame him if he does, but Irish combines are, yeah.
We know where Brian lives. We'll just show up and get a case.
Thanks,
Exactly.
Yeah.
A, B, and C, all three.
Okay, so don't even bottle it. Just I'm gonna come over with a thief and an empty bottle.
We'll pull it still Austin.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll just
Give him
roll
$1.
across the barrel.
Roll up with a gallon jug.
You could do a Funky Town sticker for C.
Oh.
That's
But
right.
like a Millions of Peaches Funky Town collab sticker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
millions of peaches would be pretty
That's a good
perfect for
idea.
me. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
peaches come in a can and in this bottle.
Wow. What a good.
God,
what
I
a
keep
good
going
bourbon.
back to A and getting that oak in the glass now because I'm completely out. I drank it all.
So here's the key to the blend. You need a little bit more, but you can't be half and half. You got to go like
Mhm.
60, got to go like 60-40 B to A to get a little bit more of that fruit infusion that B has to add to A, because A is so powerful. I feel like you need a little bit more B to balance it out.
I can see that. Wonder what B would do to C. Tannic.
I mean, Sugar Kitty,
Yeah,
we could essentially do something like that. The problem is getting the casks here or the bottles in general. It's not
It's
easy.
not cheap. You've got to pay the
Yeah.
VAT when whiskey leaves Ireland. So
Yes.
it gets pricey.
And then, you know, if it happens to land a distributor, does that cost go to the consumer to some level?
Yeah.
And the way Irish
Yeah.
whiskey has been priced, you know, here in the US lately, I have a feeling it would. Even though it's a pick, you know, this could probably would be an over $100 bottle, and I'm not sure how many would buy an Irish whiskey for over 100 at 4.5 years, even, you know, as good as it is. So it could be a tough sell, but again, that's different things we have to talk
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, guys. Y'all ready to end it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all
well,
hang out
Oh, Marty.
for a second.
This was great. Thanks, Marty.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks
so
for
much.
hosting, Marty.
thanks.
Appreciate that, man.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, good times. Guys, we'll keep you updated on how this stuff works when we can get it over here, and how we don't know when. There's a lot of, like Stacy said and Jason said, a lot of logistics that have to happen. So, but guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again on Whiskey Nose soon.